Well, option addicts, still Tuesday the 12th. It's 20 minutes later, and the market's not looking any better. You can see diamonds down nearly about $1, and that's gonna spell bad for what to anticipate for this week. So, why don't we start with a couple bearish ideas of my kind of other mixture of ingredients here, non-price pattern related. Marble Technologies, MRVL. You can see here kind of a recent rise in the stock price, but overall looking to catch the next leg lower, of course. So if you zoom out of this into maybe more like a 1-year chart, you can see a nice little downward trend getting worked over here. Probably has a little more room to the upside before it finally finds some resistance and turns down. But I think as soon as you can find some kind of a candle pattern, maybe a evening star, or something to kind of confirm some downward movement, I think the stock will make a pretty good move lower, as well as the market. Next, if you're looking at exchanges, get a load of the NYX just sitting right there at 80. I wouldn't be surprised to see it end up breaking, and when it does, I'm going to get in with a nice little position there. I don't know if I can really give this a target based on any kind of a price pattern here, so what I'm going to do is just look to try to trade the next move lower, which I think is going to be probably in about the 70-ish, low $70 range based on some prior highs and lows right through there. So we'll keep an eye on that though. DNA was also one I talked about last week. I don't remember if it was on this video or not, but anyway. Caught a nice resistance bounce, a retest of these old lows, this support level here. Made a nice move lower, turned back up, now it's turning back down again. So keep an eye on DNA, it's the bottom's falling out here. And then last, AYE. Again, you can see this nice upward trend's been broken pretty severely. And this recent breath of air only lasted about a day or two, and now it's turning back down again. So I think this looks like a pretty good top in this stock, and based on this pattern, I think you have a pretty good price target still left in it. All right, now on to some possible breakouts. Bank rate kind of stalled right at resistance. If you look at this on the 2-year, this is the next level before it ends up testing its prior high at about 52.50. So keep an eye on rate. Also, Blue Coat Systems. And look at that guy. So recently it just made a nice move higher. If I zoom in here, maybe a 6-month chart or so, a flag that was confirmed and broken out of, a little bit of a sell-off going on today. But I think if you can get this guy anywhere near this old breakout point, right about, what is that, 43, 44? Closer to 44. I'll be looking to take a trade there. Next, SLB. Talked about Schlumberger on the blog as a kind of a case study, and now what it's done is you can see there's kind of more of a sideways channel going on here. Great move yesterday. I took an anticipatory stance on this guy a little while back, and it's still right around the price I bought it for. But you can look at this as kind of a sideways channel, and as soon as it breaks 80, maybe that's a point that you get in, or you add if you're already in a position. Next, Zoran. And this thing's just kind of coiling up. That's all I really care to mention about this guy. Not much other than the fact that it's coiling. And maybe it breaks down here with the market, who knows. But if it does, and if it ends up breaking about $20 per share or so, I think the stock moves with some pretty good momentum. So keep an eye on it. Support bounces I'm watching. Buffalo Wild Wings. Looking for it to test this old high as a new low, hopefully right at around 82. We'll see how that pans out. It's been pretty strong ever since it broke that triangle we last spoke about. Autodesk. It's gaining some momentum here in the short term, but if you look at the longer term chart, you can see we're up against getting close to some pretty good resistance going through here. And of course, whoops. There we sit. Long term, pretty good significance here if it breaks above this current level we're sitting at. So watch that to be ready. It's right about 45 or so. AMG, I like AMG this week. Down a little bit today, but yeah, big deal. All right, so 6-month chart. If I draw a trend line here, just right on top of that, smack. So low risk entry point, but if the market turns down, I'm probably not looking to take that trade, but we'll see. Next, F5. Again, if I zoom out a little bit more, you can see we're breaking through some pretty good resistance here. Go back into the 6 month or so. You can see we broke above it, but then came back down below, and now we're back above this level again. So I don't know, 82, and I'd be a little more rosy. That's going to represent an all-time high for the stock. Next, WSO. I'm sorry if I'm moving fast, but we've got a lot to talk about here. WSO, maybe another support bounce here. Stock sitting at pretty consistent trend line for the last couple months. Keep an eye on it. Baidu. Some of these old highs right here might be acting as potentially a new low. So if you can catch us close to 135, I think you're getting a pretty good bargain for the stock as long as it holds above. MFC. I'm not as certain about this one, and even though I can see we're sitting kind of at a support line, this is the action that kind of has me concerned. Those are some pretty significant down days. It's a big retracement. So I don't know, at a support level, but I don't know if it's really going to hold, to be quite honest. So don't anticipate anything. Maybe wait for better confirmation on that guy. The BE Aerospace. If I tighten up this trend line a little bit. There we go, something like that. Here we are getting pretty close to a support level again. So if you're in a position, look to add. If not, keep an eye on this. You might even consider this as a little bit of a flag pattern going on here. So anyway, next, IEX. Same thing. Draw a trend line. A little bit better than I did. Anyway, and you'll find some support here. So keep an eye on that guy. Next, iFox. Same thing, looking for a dip in the strong upward trend, getting pretty close to support. No matter which way you look at it, we're just kind of sitting right there, horizontally or in an ascending fashion. RIM. What about the buy the dip mentality in RIM? Yesterday was a pretty good day, and we're just kind of consolidating right through here at about 165 through 170. So if you get a breakout, you get a signal here. Look to take a trade in this trend because it's pretty darn strong. Next, Questar. Yeah, same thing. Trend line already drawn. Boom. We're sitting right on top of it, even though it's a down day. Stock's been very, very, very strong. FCX, Freeport, McMoran, same thing. Trend line, support, bounce, boom. DO. Somebody mentioned this on the blog. This also happened to be in my my watch list, but there we go. Another support bounce. Strong stock. Watch as it gets above that century mark. It's pretty big for stocks nowadays. Also RDC. This thing leveling out a little bit more. In fact, I'll get rid of this. And this might even be the early onset of a head and shoulders, but it's hard to tell. So here you are, you're at support at 38. You might be able to take a trade to 40, but be on the lookout because this might may even make a lower high, maybe start a little bit of a head and shoulders. So maybe bullish, maybe bearish. And you can see there's two trades here depending on whether it breaks support or continues higher. So there's RDC, last KMT. Another simple dip in an upward trending stock. It's been working good nowadays. And also TEN. Support bounce. So just some ideas, some things I'm watching. Usually only about half of these things materialize, and the ones that get the signals perform pretty darn well. So keep an eye on them, just some things, food for thought. For those of you on the outside, if you want to get in, optionaddict.blogspot.com. Come pay me a little visit, and hopefully we'll teach you a little bit about trading in the markets. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.